Well, last night, Reverend Patrick Mahoney, director of the Christian Defense Coalition, spent the night on the street outside the White House in solidarity with the homeless in D.C. He joins us now to discuss. Reverend Mahoney, thank you so much for making time for us. So you've been an advocate for the homeless for nearly 50 years. Can you talk about what compelled you to show solidarity in this way by sleeping on the street across from the White House?
Well, John, first of all, thank you so much for having me on. This has been a part of my public ministry for 48 years. In fact, 40 years ago, almost 45, my wife and I slept in dumpsters, garbage dumpsters in Bristol, Connecticut, when we had a serious houseless problem there. And we established the first ever emergency shelter in Bristol, Connecticut. From a faith perspective, it's always important to identify with the people that you are working with, that you are reaching out to. So, number one, we wanted to identify with our brothers and sisters who are houseless on the streets of our nation's capital. Second, we wanted to pray, and we were out there all night. Let me tell you, in my 70s, sleeping on Pennsylvania Avenue in a sleeping bag, you don't get too much sleep. So we had a wonderful opportunity to pray. But critically, we wanted to come right to President Trump, and we wanted to make this plea. Mr. President, we respectfully asked that you work with the faith community, business leaders, government officials, law enforcement, and mental health professionals, that we can together find redemptive and lasting solutions to the homeless problem in our nation's capital. And I would submit the 770,000 homeless across the country. And I have to say this, the first step is not demonizing the homeless, is not calling them criminals. Being homeless is not a crime, and being homeless does not make you a criminal.
You mentioned your back, but you didn't mention that it is quite humid in Washington, D.C. as well. You know, I want to ask you, you just mentioned faith groups, the White House working with faith groups. How would you like to see the White House work with faith-based groups when it comes to addressing homelessness?
But you make a great point, and I was on the phone all this morning, and we are looking right now to set up a meeting with HUD Secretary Turner to start working. Remember, I think we have to realize there are 350,000 church congregations in America and scores in our nation's capital. We can play a vital role. And if people are watching this program now and saying, oh, what can I do outside of prayer? Well, certainly you can volunteer at the local shelters and community programs that serve this most needy population. Mm-hmm. But also, we can start involving the church. So I would tell the Trump administration, there's a unique and historic opportunity. The churches are willing to work to provide our resources, to open our doors to spiritual, material, emotional help. And he has an asset here in the nation's capital and across the country to really find lasting solutions.
All right.
Problem.
We're going to have to leave it there. The Reverend Patrick Mahoney, thank you so much for your time and shedding light on this issue.
Thank you so much.